Her name is Jodi Arias. She was promiscuous. She always kind of liked sex. She kind of like lived with this older guy that kind of provided for her and everything. She all of a sudden met this guy that was part of this kind of pyramid scheme, but kind of not. It was like you sell insurance, whatever it is. It's a big business. And she went to this conference and she met this guy named Travis Alexander. Travis Alexander was exactly what she wanted. Successful. He had a huge speech that day that just made her whatever. Really, really
Where was this at?
She did the speech in Las Vegas. She lived in California.
And they're like dating or whatever?
She was trying to date him. She met him for the first time and she wanted to date him. They hit it off.
Shit.
They kind of made out, and then he's like, I'm a Mormon, and we can't have sex before marriage.
Killer.
So killer. She went back to California and started to practice to become a Mormon. And it's weird. So with Mormons,
so she was really dedicated to this guy. She did all that for him.
She's kind of messed up in the head. So when she gets something she wants in her sight, she'll do anything to get him. And Mormons do a lot of things to get away, get away with the non-sex thing. Like you can do oral sex, you can do backside sex.
I didn't even know that. I thought you had to completely just like abstain from everything.
She becomes a complete Mormon. She starts talking to him back and forth. She moves to his town.
Oh shit! Okay.
Kind of psycho stuff, and so she starts to, become kind of his girlfriend. They start to have sex, even though it's against the religion. So he realizes he's doing something wrong. He realizes she's not the girl that he wants to marry. He wants to marry a nice girl, and she's kind of a sex-craved lunatic, which makes him kind of hot.
She's crazy. He just wants to settle down with a nice. I see what you mean.
Yes. During court, the poor family had to sit there and listen to his voicemail where he's like, I want to bend you over against a tree and do you like a 12-year-old girl. Like he said that. He said that. But the poor family had to sit there and listen to the whole thing.
So was he in the courtroom with them when they were listening?
Oh no. Hold up a second.
Oh god.
He was stabbed 88 times and shot 15 times.
Shit. 88? Wait, so stabbed 88 and shot
maybe 50, maybe 40, maybe 10, maybe 5. He was stabbed a bunch of times. She realized after he broke up with her, she went back to California and she had a plan. So she bought 5 of those huge things of the gasoline things so she doesn't have to fill up, so there's no receipts, and then stupidly buys a red car. If you're gonna murder someone, folks out there, and you're gonna rent a car, do not go with a red car. Go with a black car. Go with a white car.
Right.
Go with a normal. Go with a Toyota Corolla. She goes to his house. They have sex, and then he's taking a shower, and she takes a picture. Loves taking pictures. She takes a picture of him, drops the camera, and starts stabbing him, then shooting him. And the camera actually...
Wait, where was this?
Mesa, Arizona.
Oh my god. Case. So what was the motive?
Jealousy.
Oh my god. So she just goes over, stabs him,
and then shoots him a bunch of times.
All right, so Travis Alexander's in the shower, and Jodi Arias is just outside the shower on her knees taking pictures of him, Mike.
Right, and she says she dropped his camera, his brand new camera, on the tile floor. It bounced once, and he flipped out.
Gets enraged.
Right, he steps halfway out, soaking wet, picks her up, and body slams her, boom, on the tile floor. But Vinny, she said during testimony that her head was facing that way. But if you're going to body slam somebody, look which way the head's facing. That's another reason why her story doesn't make sense.
I ran into the closet and I slammed the door. And as soon as I got in there and began to run. I remembered where he kept a gun, so I grabbed it.
All right, so I'm Travis. You're Jody. I've just body slammed you on the tile floor.
Roll to the left, Jody, and then somehow she gets past Travis Alexander.
Must have just let her by.
And then heads down the hallway here. As she goes down the hallway, to the left is out of the bedroom, out of the house. To the right is back in the closet. That's where she goes, into the closet, slams the door. Now heading to the corner here to climb the bookshelves to retrieve the gun.
And Travis is opening the door to the closet as she's getting the gun off the top of the closet shelf.
So she's got to get that and get out of the closet.
But he just kept running. He got like a linebacker. He got kind of low and grabbed my waist. But before he did that, as he was lunging at me, the gun went off. I didn't mean to shoot him or anything. I didn't even think I was holding the trigger.
Arms fully extended.
Linebacker lunge, and boom, you shoot me right above the eyebrow, right eyebrow. But Vinny, the reason it doesn't make sense, there was no stippling, there was no soot on Travis Alexander's body. And the round, the shell casing would have come out, gone this way, but where'd it wind up? It winds up right here in front of the sink in a puddle of congealed blood. That's why the story doesn't make sense.
She leaves and then goes to Utah to hang with another guy who she has sex with, acts like nothing's happened, and then the police finally realize they find the camera which she put in the washing machine. They were able to get the footage, so they saw pictures of her and pictures of him.
Wait, did she have any pictures of the evidence, like the murder?
Yes, there was bloody pictures.
Oh my god. I don't get why people keep shit like that.
I have absolutely no idea. They're into Arizona. Throw it down that fucking big hole they got there, the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, the Grand Canyon.
Or throw it in the river. I mean, that's where she threw the gun. Jeez.
Oh my god, she really thought that would work? I mean, they clearly found it. They probably search that thing all the time and find like murder weapons. It's a giant fucking crater.
Yes, yeah, definitely. I've actually been there. The squirrels there are really nice.
The what?
The squirrels at the Grand Canyon are extremely nice. They let you feed them nuts right from your hand. The police interrogate her. She first says, I was there. I think she blamed it on a couple of black guys. She changed her story so many times that they came in, shot him, doesn't, justify the stabbing, shot him, and then let her go. So that didn't fly. So then she went for the he was abusive defense. But the gun was way up on the closet. The knives don't just appear in the bathroom. Like, they had sex. They were perfect. Everything was fine. They obviously got her. The question was, would she get the death penalty? And she did not. She got life in prison.
What do you think about the death penalty? Because I feel like if you escape from prison just by like a quick death, that's a lot better, no?
But the question is, how many times has someone been exonerated by DNA evidence 30 years later? People that could have been given the death penalty. A bunch of people that have been given the death penalty have been exonerated because of DNA evidence. That's why I'm against it. I got a business where I do sales, where I text people, and legally, if they stop, I have to never text them again or I can get arrested. So
what kind of job is this?
I don't want to go into it, but all of a sudden I'll get a Telegram notification that do not call. They said they will call police immediately, has joined Telegram. Like, I got that notification like 3 weeks ago.
I got a story for you, man. This happened in like 2013, I think, in Maryland, right? There was a fucking girl. And you know that feeling where you just feel like you're being watched, like on your way home or something?
All the time.
Every time, man. The worst. So she gets this feeling. She's like, I feel like something's out to get me, because she had just divorced her husband at this time. And she goes inside her house. She gets that eerie feeling. She works like 3 jobs for her. She gets inside and she drops like all her purses and whatever keys and stuff on the table. This guy, this hired for hitman, is behind her with a fucking hammer. And this bitch is like 52. Just got done with like 2 or 3 shifts. And she basically takes the hammer from this guy's hands, beats him to death with it.
What?
Yeah, and then basically calls the fucking PD and is like, yeah, all calmly, yeah, pick up the body. Like, super calm, ridiculous. Like, what? So yeah, they pick up the body. You know, she doesn't get any charges or anything, of course, because, I mean, did she do anything wrong?
How is she able to overpower a guy with a hammer and get the hammer in her hand and then beat
Yeah,
the shit out of him?
The best part is the whole time they're wrestling, he keeps going like, yeah, you're really strong. And then she's getting, she's hitting him, and he's going, yeah, you're really strong. And she's just yelling, she had an accent. I think it was a Jamaican accent. She's just yelling, who the fuck sent you? Who sent you? You know, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, here. I'm sitting here with my mouth open, picturing some Jamaican beating the shit out of some hitman.
Yeah, ridiculous. Like, she must have been a strong motherfucker.
Well, was she a mother?
I think so. I don't know.
Well, that was her home, and mothers, when they're protecting their young, even if their young is not there, you know, moms have been able to lift cars when their babies are under it.
Yeah, I've seen shit like that. Like, they get an adrenaline rush out of nowhere and just get like super strength. She felt the guy looking at him and just basically turned around. Like, he was all sneaky and all black and shit. She just turned around, grabbed the hammer, starts beating him, yelling. I think the funniest part is the whole time he's just, oh, you're really strong, just getting hit.
So she's a freaking hero.
Yeah, she's a nurse. She still works at that job. She's still a nurse. But you know, just the way she calls so calmly, yeah, pick up the body. And she goes over telling her neighbors and shit. She's like, yeah, I killed him. Like, she'd done this 100 times.
Why was the hitman there? The husband hired him?
They got a divorce. So her and her husband get a divorce. And, you know, the husband is so pissed. Because, you know, usually the guy in marriage gets fucked over pretty bad, right? And so he hired this hitman to go against his wife. And his wife, she had something, like, she knew something was coming. Because this guy was like an oddball.
It was probably during the divorce, before the divorce, so that she wasn't able to take half.
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know. She just kind of, I don't know, maybe it was abusive because she just kind of knew something was coming. Where do you even hire a hitman? Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin looking. So he must have been planning this out. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's a lot on Telegram.
The fact
I'm just
that
kidding.
you know.
I'm just kidding. I don't know about hitmen on Telegram.
The thing is, I have Telegram or whatever. I used to buy like little bits of weed, whatever. That when it's so funny when I see like my mom joined Telegram or my aunt or my grandma. It's like, the fuck do you need Telly for?
Well, that's if they're contacting your phone, you get a notification when they join.
Right, like I've seen people who I'd never expect to join, and it just instantly rings a bell. Like, oh yeah, you definitely started drugs. Did you recently just see that O.J. Simpson passed away?
I did.
Which is crazy,
That's a crazy
right?
story.
One of the Jenners posted about, I think it was the trans woman, posted about O.J. Simpson, and they were like, good riddance, because he had connects to one of them. I think it was Robert.
Robert Kardashian was his attorney. He had what's called the Dream Team. Robert Shapiro, Robert Kardashian, then Johnny Cochran.
Which is crazy. I mean, he clearly murdered them.
He clearly murdered them, and anyone can put a glove on and make your hands bigger. You know, you just spread the fingers so it looks like the glove doesn't fit.
I heard theories that he had a doctor that would make him take like medication to get his hands swollen. I think it's a little far-fetched, but I wouldn't doubt it.
No, that's a great idea. The only reason he got off is in '94, those 4 white cops beat the crap out of a unarmed black man, and then there was riots, the Rodney King beating. So nobody trusted the LAPD. And then they put a detective on the stand. Mark Furman is his name. They're like, are you racist? Have you ever said the N-word? He said no. Then they immediately play tapes of him using the N-word, saying that N words are blah, blah, blah. So he could have easily planted evidence. And then the LAPD is not trustworthy. I might have said innocent too if I was on that
Well, it's
jury.
crazy too. Like, the internet is so uncensored. I was looking into the case for a TikTok. I barely look, and you just see the uncensored photos of like Nicole and all this shit, blood everywhere. You'll hear teachers talking about like, oh, kids are watching gore in class and all this shit. Like, they're desensitized at age 14.
OJ beat the shit out of his wife in 92. He's a very jealous man. He had blood in his car. He left a bloody glove at the scene. He went back to his house. Then I was 45 minutes late to go to Chicago.
But it definitely wasn't commercial flying, right?
I think so, yeah. And then
No, because they have records for commercial flying, right?
No, he went to Chicago, but he committed the murder and then went back home. And the limo driver saw him jump over the fence, wearing all black, go into the house a half hour later, call and say, sorry, I overslept. But he has McDonald's records that he went to McDonald's. So was he sleeping? Was he really sleeping? People thought that his son also had a chance to commit the murder. They did this test where he really did not have enough time. Do you know that OJ wrote a book called If I Did It?
3 years later, he changes the cover to I Did It with a bloody foot.
The families ended up getting all the proceeds to that book. He was going to get the proceeds to that book, but he didn't. That's a crazy, crazy case. The prosecuting attorney, Sarah something, her partner, who they brought on so that they did have one black person on the prosecution, so it wasn't black versus white, they ended up hooking up and being an item. There's all this crazy stuff going on in that case.
I wonder, do you think he would have got off easier if he was white?
No, actually, if he was white, he might have had a worse chance. So he was one of the most popular football players of all time. So everyone loved him. Then he was the spokesman for Avis. Then he was in all these movies, like the Naked Gun movies. And he was just a really likable guy. The LAPD liked him a lot. No one trusted the LAPD to go against black people. They got enough black people on the jury. You know, these cases, they're all about jury selection. You get enough black people on the jury, a white person, I don't know if I could have trusted the LAPD at that point.
Yeah, but white people are always doing crazy shit. Like, if you hear a white guy did some crazy shit in LA, it's like, what's new?
True.
I heard all these rumors about OJ, and like the smirk he gives in the video where the glove didn't fit, it's like a cocky, like, yeah, I fucking did that.
Oh my, I mean, do you know how easy it is to put a glove on and pretend like it doesn't fit? The defense attorney let him put the glove on. They let him control. If I was the prosecuting attorney, I would have said, put the glove on and let us grab the bottoms and bring them down. That was his glove. That was his glove.
Definitely.
That was his bloody glove.
And you could easily buy a smaller size. The thing, you remember when you're shopping for shoes as a kid and you like push your toe back to make it fit and all this shit? It's the same concept. It's so crazy that he got away with it. Do you think his doctor was involved? Because there's a lot of cases. Michael Jackson, him. Speaking of doctors, I heard this story. 1982. It was in California, right? There was this doctor. He was a pathologist. He dealt with the abortion babies, right? He started renting a shipping container. Like, just paying monthly for it. You know how small, like, California backyards are?
Yeah. Surprisingly, I do.
You know, doctors make good money, but it's not that good. So this is taking up his whole yard, and his neighbors are like, whatever. Like, this is kind of fucking weird, but maybe it's storage. So one day, he misses a payment. They end up coming there to take it. You know, the insurance company ends up going there. They take his shipping container. It's like way heavier than it should be. Like, the truck can barely carry this. So when they bring it to the yard, they decide to open it. You will never believe what they found inside. Inside this fucking shipping container, there was more than 17,000 dead babies.
17,000 dead babies.
17. You know how much 17,000 is?
Okay, so Was he doing tests on them? What did he end? What did they end up? Do we know
So
why?
the abortion, like, I mean, they literally vacuum out the baby, and you're supposed to dispose of it properly. He ended up
Yes.
getting off. He didn't get any charges because technically he's a registered practitioner, and it needs to be in a practitioner's reach because it's a safety hazard. So you're supposed to put him in a shipping container, and they never had a law that you can't like put it in your lawn or whatever.
Did he bury
So-
it?
Nope, just out in the open, just one little lock on it. Bro, there were some of them like the eyes were bulged out, some of them were
Oh my
ripped in
god.
half. Yeah, some of them
Think
had
of
like
the
carving.
souls. Think of the ghosts. The ghost of. I hope he got haunted to the fucking moon. Speaking of doctors that murder, you know who Dr. Kevorkian is, right?
I don't think so. I don't think I know.
All right, so in the 80s, there was a doctor named Dr. Kevorkian. He believed that humans that are old and in pain deserve to decide if they want to die. And so he started.
Is this in Switzerland?
No, this was like US, Canada, Dr. Kevorkian. They called him Dr. Death Kevorkian. And these people were in so much pain. I don't even know if I really consider it suicide. It's called assisted suicide, but I don't even know if I consider it a suicide when you're in that much pain, when morphine can't even help. Was he helping them or was he hurting them?
But did he have like joy in it? Like, was he like, oh yeah,
No.
I get to do this?
No. He believed that he was trying to help people that were in pain.
I guess that's good, but imagine your job is just that.
Well, I mean, that wasn't his job. It became his job, and it became what he was famous for.
That would suck to be famous or some shit like that. Like, you meet a girl in the club and she's like, you know, there's probably all these nicknames for you, like, hey, Dr. Kill. Oh, fuck that.
Dr. Death. I mean, your last name's already Kevorkian.
Sounds like a crazy fucking, like, spell from a witch or some bullshit. Like, it's fucking crazy. Sounds like something you'd be scared of as a kid, like a myth or something. What do you think of all those, like, myths they make up? Like, what age did you find out, like, Santa's not real?
I was a pretty smart kid, so when I was 6, I had a dream that the news would come on and it'd be like, okay, parents, your kids are all sleeping now. It's time to become Santa. Get those presents out. No, I
Could you
used to
imagine they just blast propaganda like that?
Oh, God, no. The mainstream media blasting propaganda, I could never see that. But you know what I used to take joy in? As a 10-year-old? Telling 6-year-olds that Santa wasn't real.
I did that.
Okay.
I made my sister cry doing that once, and I didn't really feel bad. Like, I had this theory. I'm like, okay, if he doesn't get me this shirt, you know, he's a lie. He's a myth. And he didn't give me that shirt. He got me some cheesy ass like socks and shit. So I'm like, yeah, this shit bullshit. I told everyone, I'm like, nah, he's fake as hell. Like, reindeers don't fly. That was definitely you. Like, you know, I just had joy in ruining it for everyone.
Yeah, but we both do. Michelle Carter texted her boyfriend to commit suicide. Is she guilty of murder? This is 2012. This kid, he's trying to get help. He's depressed, but he's seeing a therapist. He's getting better. And
So he's really
asking-
trying.
He's really trying. What should I do? You know, and she's like, I'd get help. But if I have a serious problem like that, my first instinct is to get help. Well, how? And she said, you could use a portable generator. So a portable.
So she
Yes.
studied this shit. Oh my god.
This gets insane. In 2014, she said, so are you sure you don't want to kill yourself tonight? What do you mean, am I sure? Like, are you definitely not doing it tonight? I don't know. I'll let you know. Because I'll stay up with you if you want to do it tonight. And he says another day wouldn't hurt. You can't keep pushing it off, though. That's all you
Holy
keep doing.
shit. Another day wouldn't hurt. Like, he's like, well, maybe,
Yes.
you know, things could get better.
And she's like, no, you're being a wimp. So,
You know, maybe
over
things
Santa-
could get better.
No. I'll lend you my generator. My dad has a great generator. So these are over a 9-day period. So
Okay.
she
So he
starts
did get another
conversation.
day.
He got another day. You're going to have to prove me wrong because I just don't think you really want this. You just keep pushing it off to another night and say you'll do it, but you never do. Do you have the generator? Do you have the generator? He said, not yet. LOL. Not yet. LOL.
Jesus.
Oh my God. She, all caps. Well, when are you getting it? She goes all caps for that.
She really wants his death to happen. So did they have problems? Like, did she like him?
She enjoyed being able to manipulate him to doing whatever she wanted. She liked power. Roy, I'm just too sensitive. I want my family to know there is nothing they could do. And I'm entrapped in my own thoughts. I would be happy if they had no guilt about it because I have a bad feeling about this. It's going to create a lot of depression between my parents and my sisters. I'm overthinking everything. Fuck, I gotta stop and just do it. Michelle, I'm not saying they want you to do it, but honestly, I feel like they can accept it. They know there's nothing you can do. They tried helping. Everyone's tried. But there's a point that comes where there's nothing anyone can do to save you. Not even yourself. And you've hit that point. And I think your parents know you've hit that point. You said your mom saw a suicide thing on your computer and she didn't say anything. I think she knows it's on your mind. She's prepared for it. Everyone will be sad for a while, but they'll get over it and move on. They won't be in a depression, I hope. I won't let that happen. They know how sad you are and they know that you're going to do this to be happy. And I think they'll understand and accept it. Roy, I don't want anyone hurt in the process, though. When they open the door, all the carbon monoxide is going to come out and they can't see or smell it. Whoever opens the door, Carter, they will see the generator and know you died of CO. And he says, hey, can you do me a favor? Carter says, yes, just be there for my family. Well, of course she is, because she's going to completely take power and be the main one at the funeral that's going to be the center of attention. Conrad, of course I'll be there for your family. I will help them as much as I can get through this. I'll tell them about how amazing their son, brother, truly was. Roy, I don't know. I'm freaking out again. I'm overthinking. Carter, I thought you wanted to do this. The time is right, and you're ready. You just need to do it. You can't keep living this way. You just need to do it like you did last time and not think about it. Just do it, baby. You can't keep doing this every day. So we tried committing suicide. It was he failed last time. So she really kind of gave it to him about that. I'm freaking out for my family, I guess. And can you believe that that she's like, I'll take care of your family. I'll make sure that they know what.
So they didn't have any problems? Like she just... Why would she want him to do it so bad if she loved him?
She didn't love him. She loved the power over him.
Oh, so she just wanted anything to get over him.
Anything. Conrad, I told you, I'll take care of them. Everyone will take care of them to make sure they won't be alone, and people will help them through it. We talked about this. They'll be okay and accept it. People who commit suicide don't think this much, and they just do it. Whoo! So I guess you aren't going to do it then. All that for nothing. Whoa. I'm just confused. Like, were you ready?
What's the buildup? She's so pissed he didn't do it. Like, she probably goes to bed at night thinking, man, he just won't fucking do it.
But I don't know what the word is. She's bullying him into it. She's mocking him like he's a wimp for not doing it.
Yeah.
And remember, she's a hot girl that he likes. He says, I'm going to eventually. I really don't know what I'm waiting for, but I have everything lined up. No, you're not, Conrad. Last night was it. And now think about it, baby. Baby, you keep doing this every day. I want to, but I'm freaking out for my family, I guess. And then she says this. People who commit suicide don't think this much. They just do it. She's
not wrong, but it's fucked up.
She is not wrong. It's like when that girl that we hung out with, her boyfriend used to always tell us, yeah, I'm going to commit suicide like Saturday or Sunday. And he'd be saying this on a Wednesday. Like,
yeah, like Jesus. He's like, yeah, I want to try my favorite ice cream one more time.
I'm going to take my dog to the lake. I need to say goodbye.
Like,
so, this is where it gets insane. So I guess you aren't gonna do it then. All that for nothing. I'm just confused.
Oh,
Like you were
wow.
so ready and determined. I'm gonna eventually. I really don't know what I'm waiting for,
He
but I have
acts
everything
like
lined
his
up.
death. She acts like his death is fucking Christmas.
Like a best friend being like, when are you gonna break up with her? Like she's not good for
It's
you. Like
insane.
I'm gonna do it. I just, my Valentine's Day is around the corner. Like, no, you're not, Conrad. Last night was it. You keep pushing it off. And then she says you're making it hard on yourself. Do you want to do it now? Is it too late? I don't know. It's already light outside. I think I'm gonna go back to sleep. Love you. I'll
Wait,
text
so
you in the
why
morning.
does she need? Why does there need to be good lighting?
This is all text messages back and forth between them.
Oh my god! So he's in the car texting.
I think he's in his room right now, but she's gonna get him in the car.
Shows
Love
you what a hot girl can do.
Oh my freaking god! Like even if a girl was hot enough, I would pretend like I was gonna commit suicide and then put it off
Oh,
and
no.
off and off just to be with her more and more and more.
Dude, I had this therapist. Her advice was shit. I mean, she did coke on the weekends. Her life was ass. I was going to these appointments just because she was cute. I mean, her advice, she was like, just keep your head up, smile. And like the worst, but she was cute, so.
Well, I had a hot therapist too, but she was kind of good. I really wouldn't know. All I know is I would bring my friends occasionally so that I could show them how hot she was. Shout out to Kim Habel. Ben will say anything to girls. Okay,
Yeah, most definitely.
There was this girl, and I never noticed her as a girl because, like, I was like 18 and she was like 16 at the time. So she was just a little girl, and I always just thought of her as little Liz. 10 years later, we meet. She's hot as heck, and so I'm trying to just lie.
I don't like when they switch it around and they try to impress you, and they're like, "Well, I've seen Dubai and I've been in a Ferrari." Ugh. It's just not the same. I think if you can make a girl laugh, you're good. Those guys who can't make a girl laugh, it's insane. Like, women laugh at everything.
I think a 7 that can make a girl laugh, a girl will take over a 10 that's dull and dumb.
Oh, yeah. I've met a lot of 10s that are just dull and dumb, and they buy the girl anything. Yeah, yes, baby. 200 nails? Like,
It might be different for guys. I think a guy would rather have a 10 that's dumb than a 7 that has a great personality. Back to our story. Girls can manipulate guys very, very easily. So there could have, maybe he was just trying to impress her and say that he's going to do it. At this point, she's not guilty of anything. So she asked, do you want to do it now? He says, no, I'm going to go to sleep. Love you. I'll text you tomorrow. She said, no. It's probably the best time now because everyone's sleeping. Just go somewhere in your truck and no one's really out right now because it's an awkward time. If you don't
probably
do it now, you're never...
Is crazy.
Yeah, right? It's the best time to put a
Like
generator in I was checking the weather and, it says the best time for surfing, the best time for, the best time for murdering yourself with a generator in your car is, dusk. So she says, go somewhere in your truck because it's an awkward time. If you don't do it now, you're never going to do it. And all I can say is you'll do it tomorrow, but you probably won't. You just need to do it, Conrad, or I'm going to get you help. What? You can't keep doing this every day. He says, okay, I'm going to do it today.
Wow. What a threat. I'm going to get you help. Like, that's what I want, bitch.
Do you promise? And he says, I promise, baby. I have to now. She said, like right now? He said, where do I go? I'm starting to see where the murder charge can come in. And you can't break a promise and just go to a quiet parking lot or something. Okay, go somewhere you know you won't get caught. You can find a place. I know you can. Are you doing it now? He says, still have no clue. Not finding a place to go isn't an excuse. I know where to go. Where? A park and ride. Oh, okay, gotcha. Are you going now? Either that or I'll go to the beach. Why would you go to the beach? I hate to laugh. Well, that's where my mom goes. I thought you were just going to do it. My mom's making me go. When I get home, I'm going to do it. Okay, promise? Next day, Roy, I love you so much. I love you forever. I'm in the worst pain right now, and it's unbearable. I think it's time to do it now then. Do you agree? Please answer me. Still at the beach. Oh, okay. He is in the car, ready to do it. I'm just going to tell you what happens. He goes to the place, and he puts the generator, and he uses a tube to put the carbon dioxide in his car, and he's dying. There's a point where he says, I don't think I want to do this. And she manipulates him and says, no, you can't stop. You have to stay in there.
Oh my God.
Ruthless. The question is now, he's dead. She goes to the funeral and milks it up with the family like a sociopath would. Then they look through her phone. Oh, and then she starts texting her friends after that. She's like, oh my God, they're looking through everyone's phones. I'm fucked if they look through my phone. I'm the reason that this happened. I'm the reason. Yeah, obviously, bitch. They skip the jury trial where the judge decides she's guilty or not. Involuntary manslaughter. That means she did not mean to kill someone. At least she should have been charged with voluntary manslaughter.
What did she give for a sentence?
15 months.
Months?
Months.
Wow. Where was this?
Massachusetts.
Wow, I don't know their laws there, but that's insane. What do you think if the roles were reversed? How much do you think the guy would get?
I don't know. All I know is it should have been voluntary manslaughter, which means she meant to kill him. I think the biggest evidence is the fact that he wanted to stop and she told him to stay in the car. But 15
He doesn't
months,
look like someone who would do that.
She kind of does when she's in court.
I think it's so crazy that she's like checking the weather and looking outside. Like, it's a really good time right now.
Yeah, it's the best time. What the heck is she talking about?
And I heard, I was, reading through it with you. They did it in a Kmart parking lot.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was a Kmart. One of my followers messaged me and he said, I used to go to that Kmart because he suicided there. They shut down that Kmart. I mean, they shut down every Kmart.
Yeah, I know, but still, that one prematurely got it. You seriously freaking text people to commit suicide if we did all this and there's no quarantine work.
Right. I'm
heck?
recording on 3. I was like 13 or 14. I recorded this video.
Hot.
And I spent like 14 hours on it. My brother, as a joke, like unplugged the internet and it just all deleted.
Nothing worse.
He was such a dick. What age do you think like kids stop swinging?
I don't know, 10, 11. When I was like 17, I got stuck in one of those baby swings, the ones that like have the 2-leg things. I was stuck in there and the fire department actually had to pull me out. It's
Wow.
not a joke. Yeah.
At
Not
17.
a joke, Just
Okay,
kidding.
so basically, this was, I think, 2017, a few years ago. This mom, she was known for being on and off drugs, whatever. She wasn't a drug. She just liked to have fun. And
So
it's like
most of the moms I know. Yeah.
It's like raining, and she's pushing her kid. The kid's like 2 years old. So they're kind of like looking out the window like, what? She's pushing this kid. He's 2 or 3 years old. She's pushing him for 2.5 days straight. I'm
What?
not fucking.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. There's no way this story is real.
No, I
This
swear. to you.
crazy bitch is pushing
swear to you.
back and forth her kid for 2 days straight.
Yeah, they say her stance didn't change, just her arm. Robotic. I get goosebumps just even thinking about it, like teary-eyed. Bro, she would randomly, like only at night, like randomly laugh, like just pushing him. Ah, like it's funny.
Why
And the
didn't
kid
anyone
is
call
like,
the police?
because they just thought like while they're asleep, they thought, she goes back, she goes to bed, whatever. This kid loves the swing. Bro, I swear to God, when they're like 2 days into it, the kid is like fucking purple. And she's
What?
still pushing him, laughing. And finally, a kid riding bike or something like that, he sees her and he goes home crying, "Oh, mom." You know, they call the police. I don't know what she had in her system. What do you think it was?
Meth, coke, heroin,
Do you
crack.
think she was hallucinating? Or like, how do you not know he's dead?
She went into what's called a psychedelic shock. Probably was able to plead insanity in her court case. I'd be interested in that.
I don't know if she did. That'd be kind of crazy. Like, a lot of people get out of it. Do you know the Parkland shooting?
Absolutely.
That was crazy. You know how before you were saying with OJ and the McDonald's or whatever. Bro, what is with killers going to McDonald's? Like, it's always like their final meal.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
John Wayne Gacy did too.
I think there's something in the Coke. Like, don't you think the Coke from McDonald's tastes a little too great? Like, it's so much better than every other Coke around.
Okay, I have a friend who's worked there for 6 years. He basically told me they just add tons of sugar, like way more than any other place. And that's why. Bro, some of these people, like the guy that did the Parkland shooting, what was his name? Nicholas Cruz, right?
Yeah.
Bro, he sat there for like 30 minutes until someone realized, like, hold up, there's like blood and shit all over you. The fuck were you doing? He's like, oh yeah, you see that school? Yeah, I just shot it up. Like 16, 17 people.
Death is nothing to them. They're numb to feelings. They're numb to the reality of human decency. They're numb to the reality of people being hurt mentally and physically.
Bro, like I'm a lot younger and all throughout school, this is why they ban websites. I'd be in math class. There'd be like the weird kid or whatever. There would be guys like showing me like cartel beheadings and like they're like, you haven't seen this one, it's new. These kids are desensitized at the age of 14, 15.
Well, and they mentioned, Grand Theft Auto and, the crazy video games. But I mean, those psycho video games have been around for a long time since, 1990 Doom came out.
Did you know Columbine, they made the whole school in a Dune map and they would practice like,
Yep.
what's the fastest way to get to this classroom and this classroom? And it would actually be, it was a 90s game and you can still play it. You can still download it and play it today.